Good morning, students. Welcome to the chemistry session. In the last session, we started the second chapter, that is acids, bases and salts. Acids, bases and salts. And we are given the introduction regarding the acids, what are its general properties and the classification. So let us continue with the same acids topic once again. So what are called acids? We are saying any substance which are sour in taste are called as generally acids. We eat number of substances in our daily life. Okay, whichever we eat, okay, if we feel sour in taste, automatically we consider that substance is acidic in nature. Means it contains some acid content in it. Okay, but according to the textbook terminology, we say that what are called acid means any substance which gives H plus ions. Substance which give H plus ions. Okay, in presence of water. In presence of water, what we call as aqueous medium, they say. In presence of water, that generally we call as the acid. Okay, so the acid is defined as any substance which gives a H plus ion in the presence of the water is called as an acid. So I gave the example also, just repeating the example once again. If you take the HCl, actually HCl originally when it is being prepared, it is in the state of the gaseous state. But we use the HCl in our laboratory for the many experiments. So what happens? The HCl will be condensed and supplied to our laboratory in the form of the liquid state. So if you take in the state of the HCl, that in the form of liquids, if you want to say it is an acid, it also when we add a little bit of water, a few drops of water, etc., it will divide to give rise to H plus as well as Cl minus. Okay, how many H plus ions a acid is giving doesn't matter, but it should give a H plus ion. Okay, anything which is giving H plus ion is called an acid. Same thing, we have the example of the H2SO4. The name of H2SO4 is called sulfuric acid. This also in the presence of the water. Do remember, this water is not reacting with this one. Just this the presence of water is sufficient to break this acid and converts into ions. What ion? H plus ion along with a negative ion is there. So it is giving 2 H plus ion and it is also giving the sulfate ion. Okay. So likewise, as you go on, we can write many and many examples, as many we can do. Okay. I can give one more simple example to you. CH3COOH. The name of this is called acetic acid. Okay, already I was saying acetic acid, the diluted acetic acid we use in our kitchen in the form of vinegar. Okay, this acetic acid also when you use in the form of when you add little water, it also divides to give rise to CH3CO minus along with the H plus. You see here, it is also giving 1 H plus ion. So, depending on the acid, some of them may give 1 H plus, some of them may give 2 H plus, some of them may give 3 H plus. Whatever may be, anything which gives a H plus ion, these all are considered to be the acid. And we have said also, we said few characters for the acid is, the acids generally are, what we can say, acids generally are sour in taste. We gave the generally acids are sour in taste. Okay, they give H plus ions. Acids generally give the H plus ions. Next, acids normally they have the pH value. Okay, already said. How do we identify acid, base, etc. By using the pH solution or pH paper. So when you take a solution and when you dip that one in the pH paper, depending on the color it is obtaining, automatically we can identify whether it is acid or base or salt. How we can do? The color whatever is obtained by the paper, okay, that will show the value. the pH of the acids will be less than 7. It should be less than 7. And one more point here is a new students like you who are just right now learning regarding acid bases. You can also check in our laboratory which is acid, which is a base by using a paper called litmus paper. We use it is a one type of indicator. It's a one type of indicator prepared from a special herbal plant, what you call lichen plants we say. Okay, there is a one plant called as a lichen plant. The liquid of lichen plant is being made to stick into the paper, and that paper we call as a litmus paper we say. This litmus paper is helpful for us to identify acids as well as base. Both we can do. So these litmus papers will be two types normally, red litmus and as well as the blue litmus. Two types of will be there. So depending on, suppose if you take normally red litmus, generally in the case of the red litmus, it will one can convert one can color change if you are getting. Suppose I am giving a HCl solution, a liquid, okay, a colorless solution I am giving in a beaker, and ask you check whether it is acid or base on this. Just you check you take the red litmus, okay, a light red color will be there. This you take the paper and you dip in that solution. Okay, if the red is turning into the blue, the red if it is being turning to the normally blue in the case, it indicates one type of compound. And if I give blue litmus paper, I'll give basically blue litmus paper, and if that paper after dipping in solution, if it is turning into red, okay, if it is turning into red, that is another type of solution. Okay. So let's say I will say what is the type of solutions, etc. So if it is turning to the red to blue, okay, if it is turning the red to blue, one type of solution. As you are saying, if you are taking the blue litmus paper and if I am dipping in a solution and dipping in a solution, if it turns to red color, a blue color changes to red color, automatically it indicates the substance is having the what type of nature? Acidic nature. Means indirectly whatever the solution you are checking is having which solution it is acid solution. Similarly, if you are taking red litmus paper, red means not dark red, it will be rose color. I will show you tomorrow. I will show you in the next class what is a color practically it will be. A rose color type of paper will be there. When you dip in one solution, if it is automatically turns to blue color, okay, blue color, automatically it indicates the solution is having which nature, means basic nature. Okay, so solution the students like you who are in the initial learning stage can easily identify which is acid, which is a base when you have which one? Litmus paper. It is readily available in the laboratories. So just blue litmus will be there, red litmus will be there. Take a blue litmus, dip in if you dip in a solution, if it is turning to red, automatically it is acid. Suppose if you are taking blue litmus, it is not turning into red, means it is not acid. It may be either neutral or it may be in the case of the basic in nature. Similarly, you take a litmus paper and that to red litmus, you dip in a solution. If that red litmus is turning into blue, if it changes into blue, that indicates it is a basic nature. That solution what you are dipping is a base. If not, it may be either acid or it may be anything. So in this chapter we have these indicators. This what we can call litmus papers are called indicators. In this chapter we are having a topic of indicators. What type of colors are there, what to date, how to, this all is there. We'll discuss furtherly in the upcoming sessions. So just only you can remember here is that they will try to turn blue litmus to red, and moreover already said they will try to the acids release H2 gas when reacted with metals. It reacts with the metals. Okay, so like this we mentioned few characters, and also we are also giving the we are discussing the topic classification of acids. So whatever may be the acid you are taking, the hundreds, thousands of acids are there in our chemistry. So all the acids we may not know. Few of them which we can come across in our daily life. What we can call as like citric acid. What can be called as a tartaric acid. Next one is called as a ascorbic acid. Next one is called as a lactic acid. Next one is called malic acid. Okay, next malonic acid we can have like this. So in this one, citric acid, one or two we come across frequently. Citric acid, it is obtained in the citrus fruits. Tartaric acid, it is mostly available in the tamarind. Okay, everyone is using citrus, lemon, it may be orange or any of the fruits you are taking, it contains the acid is a citric acid. And tamarind, most of them we are using the tamarind for our cooking purpose in the kitchen. So that contain the acid is a tartaric acid we say. That's why what happens sometimes if we consume more amount of tamarind juice etc. sometimes we get a burning sensation in the stomach etc. Why you are getting burning sensation means if you are consuming more amount of tamarind means indirectly you are consuming more amount of tartaric acid. Acid is always excess consumption of acid always will be corrosive in nature. That's why sometimes we may get a burning sensation in our stomach etc. Okay, we have the ascorbic acid, malonic acid. Both we can have that. We can have malic acid. We can take in the case of apple. Lactic acid you can get in the terms of the curd. We are eating the curd. We are getting in the case. Okay, ascorbic acid we can get in the form of some green leafy vegetables. And I'm not giving all. Few of them. Like this, many acids we are eating directly or indirectly in our daily life for our requirements. Okay, for the growth of our body we require these acids. Okay, coming to the classification of the acids. We are discussing already classification. So let me continue that classification of acids topic. So as acids are being classified into under various conditions. Okay, so I will say in the last class we discussed two types of classification. We have the still more types of classifications are there in the case. Okay, first one, the classification based on source, or you can call origin. Classification based on source origin. This I discussed in the last class. I was saying that acids, from where you are getting the acids, whatever may be, it is citric acid, malic acid, malonic acid, oxalic acid, whatever may be, from where you are getting these acids. So these acids, based on this one, these acids are of two types. Normally, the first one we call as a mineral acids. The first type of acid is called as a mineral acids. Okay, what are these mineral acids means? We say the acids which are being obtained from the minerals. What is these minerals? Where we get minerals? Minerals are obtained underground the soil. Okay, underground the soil in specific regions. Okay, some type of special stones and mineral. From that minerals, if you do some process, by means of a process, if you are getting the acid, those are called as a mineral acids we say. Okay, the best example for the mineral acid is a HCl, hydrochloric acid. Remember the names children? HCl, hydrochloric acid. HNO3, nitric acid, HNO3 nitric acid, and H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Like this is the example for the mineral acid. Next one, coming to the second example, of this one is the after mineral acids, synthetic acid, or we can call as a organic acids. Called as a organic acid. What are these acids? These acids which are being obtained from the plants or animals, which are being present from the plants or animals. Okay, many of them we are present in the case. The good example for this one is CH3COOH. What is the name of this one? Acetic acid. Acetic acid, it is there. Next, HCOOH, it is called as a formic acid. Acetic acid, formic acid, like this. Still we are having many more. I will give still more examples in the notes. Okay, in the case of, okay, coming to the second type of classification. The second type of classification is based on ionization, we say. The second type of classification acid is based on ionization. So what we call here ionization means any acid, whenever we add the water, they should divide to give us an. So what we are saying HCl. If you are saying HCl acid, whenever we add a little bit of water, definitely this molecule should divide and converts into H plus Cl minus. You see here, it is a molecule. Okay. After adding water, it is converting into ions. So what based on the what type of what can say whether you are getting these ions fastly or slowly, okay, based on that one we classify this based acids are being classified into two categories. Okay, the first one is called as a strong acids. The first one is called as a strong acids. The second one is called as the weak acids. Strong acids and weak acid. So the meaning of the strong acid and weak, if you want to say, the acids which ionize very fastly. The acids which ionize completely or very fastly. If they ionize completely or fastly, as a result what happen? They give more number of H plus ions. They give the more number of H plus ions fastly. Okay, you can say in your own words also. What is this? What is this strong acid means? Any acid which is giving more number of H plus ion is called a strong acid, or any acid which can give H plus ions fastly. Okay, that is called strong acid. Definition we can say orally means visually we can't show. Which is giving fastly, which is giving slowly, we can't show there, but definitely you can see which is giving more number of H plus ions or which is giving the H plus ions fast is called as strong acid. The best example for the strong acid is this mineral acids only. The mineral acids are the best example for strong acid. Why means if I take the HCl, as I said, HCl, if you add a little bit of water to it, how many HCl may be there? All will divide to give rise to H plus and Cl minus. Okay, how many? If I am taking 1, it should give 1 HCl, 1 Cl minus. Suppose I am taking here, if I take 10 HCl is there. So it should give 10 H plus, 10 Cl minus total. So it is giving H plus ions readily. Within a seconds, as soon as you add the water, within a seconds, all the HCl molecule will divide and gives H plus ion readily. So, any substance which is giving H plus ions readily is called as a strong acid. Any substance which gives H plus ions readily is called as a strong acid. The best example are mineral acid like HCl, HNO3, H2S, all are called mineral acid. Coming to weak acid, exactly opposite to this one. The acids which ionize very slowly. The acids which ionize slowly. Okay. What is the meaning of slow means? If the breaking of the compound is also very slow. If they break, the chance of giving the H plus ion also slow. Suppose example, I will give the best example for this one is our organic acids. Organic acids are acting as a weak acid. If you take the HCOOH, the name of this one is called formic acid. HCOOH, formic acid. If you add a little bit of water, this HCOOH divide to give rise to H plus and COOH minus. You can see here how many HCOOH is there? 1. So you are getting the how many H plus answer you are getting? 1 H plus 1 CO. Okay, no problem. Suppose if I take 10 molecules, if I take, according to our theoretical calculation, we say if 1 we took, you got 1 H plus. If you are taking 10, we expect here also to get 10. But practically when you check, we are not getting here 10. We may get 5, 4, 6 like this. the digit is not we confirm. It is what happened, giving less number than expected. Why means these acids, the molecules are ionized slowly. Means the chance of breaking these molecules is slow. Whenever the chance of breaking these molecules is slow, automatically the ions will reduce will also be less. Okay, this is the one. That's why what is this ionized? The substance which ionizes slowly and which gives H plus ions slowly, or which gives less number of H plus ions. Less number of H plus ion is called weak acid. So you can remember the definition. If anyone asks regarding what are called strong acid, what are called weak acid, means any acid which ionizes fastly and gives more number of H plus ion is called strong acid. And what are called weak acid means any acid which ionizes slowly and gives less number of H plus ion is called as weak acid. You remember the examples for each of them, because these examples we come across in the upcoming topics once again. Repeating, it will be repeated once again. Okay, this is second. These two types of classification we discussed in the last session section. So let me continue with some other classification in the case here. The third type of classification is based on basicity. Classification based on basicity. So everyone will get confused. Sir, we are discussing regarding acids now. Why you are using the word called basicity? Actually, first remember the word first. What is the meaning of basicity? Okay, the capacity. What is the meaning of basicity? Means the capacity of giving H plus ions. Capacity of giving H plus ions by a substance. The capacity of giving H plus ions by a substance is called as what can call basicity. Basicity, base, both are not same. Children, remember there is a difference between many of the say, sir, base, basicity. Means terms are looking similar, but both are not same. Basicity, the meaning of basicity is capacity of any substance giving H plus ion. Any substance if it is giving H plus ion, that is called as basicity. So all in the beginning of the definition is saying some substances when you add a water they give 1 H plus ion. Some of the substances they give 2 H plus ion. Some of the substances they give 3 H plus ion. So based on that term here is called as basicity. How many H plus ions it is giving, that is called as what you can call basicity. Remember the term, children. Basicity is the number of H plus ions given by a substance is called basicity. So based on this basicity, these are classified into acids are classified into monobasic acids, monobasic acid, dibasic acids, tribasic acids, let me define these three, then later on I'll go for some other. What is the meaning of the term monobasic? Mono. The meaning of mono means what? One. Okay. One basic. Here the basic means it is giving which? 1 H plus ion. Any acid when you add to the water, it should give 1 H plus ion. If it is giving 1 H plus ion, only 1 H, that is called as monobasic acid. To give the example, now we take HCl. I am taking only one molecule. One molecule of HCl, suppose if I add water, it divides to give rise to H plus and Cl minus. You take here, how many molecules of H plus are there? 1. I took only 1. After dividing, how many H plus you are getting? 1 only. Means one molecule of acid after adding to water, if it is giving only 1 H plus, it is called monobasic acid. Okay? If it is giving. I'll give one more example also. HNO3. The name of HNO3 is called nitric acid. What is the name? Nitric acid. HNO3, when you add to the water, nitric acid also. You see here, HNO3, how many are there? I took only one molecule. This one, when it is broken, it gives rise to H plus and NO3 minus nitrate ion. Okay, you can see after dividing, it also gives rise to 1 H plus and 1 nitrate ion. So you took molecule is one nitric acid. How many H plus you are getting? 1 H plus. So any acid on addition to water, if it is ionizing and if it is giving only 1 H plus, those are called what? Monobasic acids. Similar to that of second one, dibasic acid. Means di, 2. Means any substance or any acid, if it is on adding water, one molecule of acid should give how many H plus? It should give 2 H plus. Okay, I'll give the example of here H2SO4. H2SO4. The name of this H2SO4 is called what? Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. I said now, this is acid mostly present in our batteries. Batteries, it is present in our houses, in the inverters or our automobiles. In the battery, the acid is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, I am adding to the water. Little bit of water I am adding. When I add to the water, you see here, how many sulfuric acids, how many molecules are two? Only one. This one molecule, on adding water, it is dividing to give rise to 2H plus and SO4 minus 2. You see, molecule I took is 1. After ionizing, see the H plus and how many H plus ions you are getting? 2. One molecule is giving 2 H plus ion. That's why it is called dibasic. Here you see, one molecule is giving 1 H plus ion. That's why it is called what? Monobasic. So, why I am mentioning this term clearly means, in competitive examinations or etc., they will ask, give an example for a dibasic acid. Okay? Dibasic substance, or give an example for a tribasic substance. So whenever we see this, when we have the word tribasic, means we always automatically our thinking goes towards the basis only. If your thinking goes towards base, here it is not base. Basicity means depends on how many H plus ions giving. So this example is giving 1 H plus ion. One molecule of acid is giving 1 H plus ion. So it is monobasic. One molecule of acid is giving 2 H plus ion. So it is called dibasic. Coming to third one, tribasic acid. Tribasic acid means what? One molecule of acid should give how many H plus ion? It should give 3 H plus ion. I'll give the example to you. The best example for this one is H3PO4. The name of this one is called phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid is it. Okay. You see, one molecule I am taking, I am adding a little bit of water. After adding, this molecule will ionize, automatically it will break up and gives rise to the ions it is giving H plus and PO4 minus 3. Okay, phosphate ion as well as H plus. You see here, how many sulfuric acid, how many phosphoric acid I took? One molecule. But you see H plus, how many H plus are there? You got 3. One compound is giving how many H plus? 3 H plus it is giving. Okay, here you see one compound is giving how many H plus? 2. See here, one compound is giving how many H plus? 1. That's why it is called monobasic. This is called as dibasic. Here it is called what? Tribasic. Phosphoric acid. Remember the formula? Along with the phosphoric acid, one more ion is giving. This is called phosphate ion. You will get it. So I am giving only one example because we come across still more and more example in this chapter in the upcoming test. Just remember the definition and along with one example. You try to remember one example. HCl, hydrochloric acid, okay, or HNO3, nitric acid. Dibasic, it is sulfuric acid. Next one, tribasic, phosphoric acid, etc. Okay, coming to the next, the last type of classification. Here it is the last type of classification based on concentration. Based on concentration. Okay, based on concentration. So before we go for here, so far we discussed regarding the three types already I discussed. Based on source we discussed, based on ionization we discussed, based on basicity. Now based on concentration. So what is the acid concentration means? Acids are there. But some acids, whenever normally acids are always corrosive in nature. Any acid is also corrosive in nature. But some acids, unfortunately, if they fall on our skin or etc., we don't observe the skin damaging fastly. Means we don't observe blisters formation wherever the acid falls in skin. The blisters will not form that much of fastly. Whereas some acids, as soon as you fall on the skin or any particular area, that area totally gets corroded. Okay, totally becomes black and you will get a total damage. That particular part area will be getting damaged. So mainly why this type of changes are there? Why some acids are when you fall on a body, why it is not doing? Whereas some acids when they are falling, why they are showing immediate action? It is based on the concentration. Okay, based on the concentration normally say. So based on the concentration, these are of two types. We say the first one is called as a concentrated acids. Second one is called diluted acids. Concentrated acid, diluted acid. So what is the meaning of concentrated acid? So acids which are containing the water in very less quantity. Water in very less quantity. Very less quantity if you are getting, that is called as a concentrate. Suppose example, I am taking a container. I am taking one container. In this one, suppose I am taking the 100 ml of acid. I am taking 100 ml of acid in case. In this 100 ml of acid, suppose 90 ml or 90 ml is the acid and only 10 ml. 90 ml is acid and only 10 ml is water. Because without water, any acid do not show the acidic nature. So water should be there. But in the case of 100 ml of some solution, I am taking one acid. If I am taking 100 ml of acid, internally it contains 90 ml of acid, 10 ml of water. We can't differentiate with our eye. Totally it looks only one solution only. But internally it is made by mixing 90 ml acid and 10 ml water. So almost acid quantity is more, water quantity is less. In that situation, these acids are called concentrated acid. So as they are containing the acid in more ratio, these acids give more H plus ions. They contain more H plus ions. They give the more, because 90 ml is acid, 10 ml is water. So automatically more is acid, that's why it gives more number of H plus ion. Second one, I'll give the second example. In another beaker, we take the same type of solution. Same, I'm taking another acid of 100 ml. 100 ml solution I'm taking in a beaker. When you check its composition in this one, it is made, it contains the, it contains the 30 ml acid, 30 ml is acid, 70 ml is water. You see here how much? 90 ml is acid, only 10 ml is water. But in the case of here, acid, 30 ml is acid, strong acid is 30 ml, only water is how much? 70 ml water, more quantity. Okay, so acid quantity is less, water quantity is more. So in this situation, these acids are, such acids are called what? Dilute. The term itself is saying dilute, means which is containing more water, less acid. Okay, so this is the regarding acids which give less number of H plus ion. Why they give less number of H plus ion? Because they contain less acid. Indirectly we can say less acid is there. To remember generally, to remember yourself in a better way, I am taking. You take a curd. We take a curd and second person take the buttermilk. Which will be more concentrated? Obviously curd, because in the curd water content will be very less, it will be thick, and obviously the taste as well as soreness in that one will be more. In the buttermilk, if you take that one, it will have the water is more. Water curd will be there, but water will be more in that one in the case of buttermilk. So that's why a difference between concentrated acid and dilute acid we give in the way of that one. Okay. So means of course what are the curd or etc. It also contain acid. What acid? Lactic acid. Curd contain acid. Which acid? Lactic acid. Okay. Some more top. This is got total classification of the acid. Classification they don't ask in the examination, but in the different areas of in this chapter, somewhere we will come across based on acid. This question was being asked. Okay. This question is asked in the CBSE. And then how the question is asked, I'll explain you in the next class. But question is being asked, what is how for 1 mark question. Question is asked. I'll read out the question in the next class. How it is there. That's why you should have an idea regarding the classification also. Okay. So I'll send the notes, write the notes, and read and try to do the worksheet along with this completion of the notes. Okay. Let us continue the further topics in the next session. Thank you.